Today's hairstyle is inspired by Lagertha from the last season of Vikings. I do find it interesting that when her hair suddenly turned white, it got a grayish tinge, whereas somebody who's blonde, whose hair turns white, would stay a warmer color. But anyway, it's a pretty color on her. Alright, so what we're going to do is start with a side parting. And then I'm going to start making a braid. So we're going to pull off just a little piece like this to start. And we're going to break it into 3 sections, so just like an English regular braid. Let's see, just like that. And now I'm going to turn it into a French braid. If you're not familiar with French braiding, I'll put a link here for you to see. It's very easy. All that means is each time before I put a strand over the middle strand, I add a little bit of hair to it. And in this manner, really small, tight to your head as you can get, we're going to work our way down the hairline. Now when I go down as far as I can, I'm going to make a sharp turn in the braid. To do so, I'm going to switch my hands, and I'm also going to change the braiding technique. It used to be a French braid, we're now going to change it to a lace French braid. And all that means is instead of adding hair to each strand as I cross it over, I'm only going to be adding hair to the upper strand as I cross it over. This way, as we go back, now there's going to be free hanging hair down on the bottom, whereas a regular French braid, you would be incorporating all your hair. And I'm going to pull this as tight as I can and force that curve into it. It's a lot more difficult on your natural hair than it is doing it on a wig like the hairstylists are able to do on Lagertha, but I think I can mimic it pretty well. So again, just adding hair to the upper strand. And keep going back past center. And then you want to tie off the hair. I'm going to be using silver accessories later, so I'm tying off my hair with a clear elastic right there. Now I'm gathering a section of hair here. You can do it a little bit thicker if you'd like, or a little bit thinner, depending on what you would like to see. And now we're just doing a regular 3-strand English braid, all the way down. What we're going to be making here is called a serpent braid. I also have a link for that if you want to see it more close up. But take any one of the 3 strands and then slide your hair up. You want to make sure your hair is very smooth before you do this. If you want to add a little bit of oil or something like that to keep it smooth, that's ideal, and that'll prevent any hair from breaking as you slide the other hair up against it. Again, I'm using another clear elastic, and this goes just about underneath my chin. Now I'm grabbing hair from the front, again dividing it into 3, and folding the strands over. And again, we're going to be doing a French lace braid. So strands going over, and I'm adding hair to the inner side. So the inner strand right there gets hair added to it, none of the others do. Keep this very tight to your head and pull it forward so it kind of masks your hairline just slightly. And go down until you have all the hair in front of the ear braided. Braid down a little bit more until they're even, and then tie off with a clear elastic. Now I have some silver jewelry wire here, and I'm wrapping it around the elastic of my first braid. Well, actually it's my second braid, the braid in front. Just a couple of times to get it nice and secure before we incorporate the other braid and tie them together. Now decide which braid you want to be laying on top and which is the one that's going to be on the bottom. Hold it in place. Put your wire through. Just once to loop it. And depending on the thickness of your wire, it's going to be a little bit more easy to manage or a little bit more difficult. And wrap the two together. You want to make sure you still have plenty of wire left, because we're going to start weaving this up the front braid. Now your wire, depending on how thick it is again, will want to form the shape of your hair. So make sure your wire is the shape that you want it to be, so it doesn't pull your hair into an interesting shape that you hadn't planned on. You can use some jewelry tools to twist the end of the wire into your hair so it's not poking towards your face at all. And then I put a little bit of wire on the other side as well. I'd also like to show you another technique. If you're having trouble weaving that much wire up your hair, you can make these little C shapes and just clip them around each link of your braid, so it gives the illusion that the wire is weaving in and out. However, they're just little C clips, and great thing about these is you can use them over again more than once. Unlike the wire you're weaving throughout your hair, it's going to be extremely difficult to use again. And there is the finished look. I hope you like it, and I hope that you'll try it out on yourself. Let me know if you do in the comments below. Don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful week.